But to answer your question, I was not streaming last week. I posted a video. That was my my stream supplement. All good? Cool. So hopefully there's a clean stream that I can post to YouTube this weekend, because I haven't posted a VOD in a hot minute. But yeah, I'll do a little catch up, hang out, wait until perhaps more folks travel in. But yeah, so how have things been going? Last Friday I went out of town and I did sorry about that. Took a very needed break, and we actually got to go to a Renaissance festival. So I'm not sure if I have clean enough. Let me see if I have a Instagram I can pop up, show some pictures from my Renaissance festival time. Let's see. But yeah, other than that, my week this week has been pretty simple, pretty chill. Just a busy work week. We all know how that can go. Yeah, I don't think I have access to it that way. Regardless. Renaissance Festival, which I don't know if it's something that... I know that in most Western countries you can find something similar to that. Everybody dresses up in their Ren Fair garb. I dressed as a fairy. Here, let me just send photos to my desktop and then I can post it from there. And then of course it's very reminiscent to medieval times. So if you think about medieval times, you pretty much have nailed the image and the kind of thought of what a Renaissance, a Ren Fair looks like. Also, the place where we went to reminded me of, what's it called? Kind of reminded me of Busch Gardens. So if anybody's been to Busch Gardens before, that's also what you can expect. Watched Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Freedom in theaters. It was absolute trash. I loved it. Oh, well, that's good to know. It's good to know that you felt it was perfectly adequate. Let's see here. Let's do desktop. Oops, what the heck? Let me find this real quick. Also, I had the weirdest thing. I got sick yesterday. Okay, so here is so this is my outfit. Here's what I dressed up as. Can you put it on the counter? Yeah, make room and put it on the counter because I can't eat it right now. That is... Where is it? That is my outfit in full. And then some, they have people, of course, dress up as royal court. And yeah, that is pretty much what I went and did this weekend. This past weekend, at least. So, but yeah, I had a lot of fun. The event happens usually in the summer months, and it was very interesting. I didn't know what to expect. It was my first time going to a Renaissance festival. I think with the Renaissance Festival, everybody tries to make it super accurate. No, we didn't do any role playing. I guess attending in a sense could be role playing. A lot of people dress up. Most of your people dress up in, their royal or warrior or fairy, fae style attire. That's what I dressed up as. And they have turkey legs and stuff. Yeah, so the elf ears, like I said, when you think of a Ren Fair, most people, if not at least 75% of people who attend are gonna be dressed up in their, in their kind of fantasy, stuff, Lord of the Rings, a lot of fantasy books. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty big hit for anybody who does do LARPing, but there's no structure to a Ren Fair necessarily. It's really just you go outdoors. They have performers who do either cool stunt tricks or music, jousting. There was a jousting tournament that happened, but everyone who's performing are a part of the event themselves. They're not regular concert goers. And there was a market, so there was food, there were goods that you can buy. If you wanted to buy elf ears, you could. So that was overall my experience. And the only thing I wish is that they had quests. I wish that we could participate in quests in a way that was interactive. I didn't feel like there was a huge immersion interaction element to it. Everything was either you go to a specific stage to watch something, or you go to they had games, and it was also kind of kid friendly. They had rides that are kind of a take on medieval rides. Their foods weren't fantasy medieval style necessarily. They were mostly kind of what you would eat at a fair. They had hot dogs and things. Of course, they had the turkey leg. That is kind of a typical idea that you get when you think of a Ren Fair. You have a giant turkey leg that you just munch on. The skin was really tough, kind of like jerky, but overall it was really, really good. I couldn't imagine having one all to myself. I actually had eaten the leftovers of my friends, and then even the leftovers I needed help with. And then there's this kind of music genre that's become more prominent recently. It's funny, it's called bardcore. Dungeons and Dragons. There we go. I was there's on the tip of my tongue. Sorry, I'm brain fog right now. I was sick yesterday, but anyway, bardcore. I wish there were more bardcore covers. Maybe that would take you out of the experience, but I would love to hear, a performance of today's music in a cool bard rendition. But yes, very Dungeons and Dragons magical vibes, but it was a lot of fun, and I definitely hope to do it again next year. Got a lot of compliments on my costume, on my outfit, which I was very, very grateful for. That being said, I do hope that I can do maybe something a little different next time. I might do a gown, but an armored gown, which I think would be pretty cool. But other than that, it's been a long week. I have a lot of work to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Today I'm working to finish a mini episode that I have been in progress of drawing. I want to release the mini episode on Monday to supplement the upcoming next episode. I'm going to do my morning chores, be right back. No problem. I feel like I love how I can say, oh, I'm not going to talk that much, and then I just probably will inevitably end up chatting anyway. But for real though, my throat, oh my gosh, I sounded like, there we go. I joked, I felt like I sounded like JoJo Siwa this morning and yesterday because my voice was just completely shot, scratchy, nonsense sounding. Alright. But yes, I am in the progress of drawing some mini episode art. But yeah, we'll be working on that. Mini episodes, essentially, I want them to be pretty basic. Not a lot. I mean, I don't know if you can really tell, but mini episodes are in black and white. And with it being in black and white, it helps me just kind of like make marks and not really do all that much. But it's still some fun little side quest adventures of what they got going on. Where did it go? Why is that? Oh, that's fine. Willow. 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 In. In. Sit. Oh. Did I? Itchy. Okay. Excuse me. Welcome back. Hello. Did you get everything you need to get done? Brother, just making me breakfast now. Nice. Always wanna have something first thing in the morning. What's for breakfast? I mean, I can predict what's for breakfast, but want to make sure that I'm right. Salted peanuts, banana bread, and milk. Ooh. I do love me some banana bread. Oh, hi. Hi, the puppy. Hi, the puppy. Hi. Hi, the baby. Where'd you come from? Usually it's just milk, but my dad and brother came over. It's peanuts and bread, so I'm eating good. Nice. If it's not milk, it's eggs. Sounds cool. Usually, I guess a Filipino breakfast is usually rice, spam, and eggs. That's what I grew up on, at least. But only when we went to visit that side of my family. I'm just stingy, so I eat a lot less. My lifestyle is kind of pseudo-monkish. I gotcha. Well, I mean, hey, you said banana bread, and I was already on board. Bought a piano? Have you played or learned anything so far? Fiddling with music again? Nice. Seems like an interest of yours. Yeah, that's something that I had considered. It just is very time consuming. I don't have a lot of time at the moment. Few songs with my boys on Discord. Music store salesperson were nice. Let me test out the piano on my Steam Deck. Held on to the unit for me until I finished watching a movie. Then, and even booked a taxi for me. Wow, that is nice. They really rolled out the first class customer service. like game store salespeople, was gonna buy a flight sim stick, and the guy said, you need to buy it first before testing it. So I ended up not buying it. Overall, great experience. That sounds odd. Yeah, that's definitely not giving me, or it's not selling the item to me very much. Finished watching up to the latest episode of My Hero Academia. Can't wait for the season to come out next week. I essentially cut through 100 episodes in the span of 2 weeks. Whoa. You're further than me, my friend. I can't think off the top of my head where I dropped off, but I just remember the latest season, what was happening. And it wasn't even my choice. Someone made me watch it. I got invested. What's the last thing I remember? The last thing I remember was like the rescue. So I'm terrible with names because it's just been a while. But they were trying to rescue the little girl who had the healing abilities, or was it the destruction abilities? I don't know, but she has like a little horn sticking out of her forehead. That is the last thing. Oh, and then I think that was internships were either, or work studies. Yes, reversal quirk. And then work studies were either before or after that. That would be close to the end of Act 2. Gotcha. I mean, it's a fun time. I just couldn't keep up with it anymore. Unfortunately. But yeah, that first few seasons, oh, chef's kiss. I want to say that was an anime I watched when it was like kind of actively coming out. Like, I think what happened was the show had been out for a little bit, and once season 2 or 3, well, season 2 happened, that's when I started watching the show. And then once I caught up to current, I was pretty much keeping up with it. Honestly, I feel like that is an anime that got me back into actively watching anime. So trust me, I give much kudos to the show. Wait, why is this? That's weird. But yeah, you have it on in the background. Yeah. It is one of those shows that you can probably easily keep up with what's going on. I think it was also a lot of flashbacks for me. this is a kind of a tease, but you know, you'll have something like like the sports festival, which I trudged through on the sports festival. But you're watching it, and let's say they're playing soccer, and you have one person who's trying to play defense from the other person, and an action that just takes not that long, maybe 1 minute, suddenly becomes 2 episodes, because it's like they slow motion, and then you get their internal dialogue, and that internal dialogue rolls into some trauma from their past. Now we have to watch that flashback. It's just a lot of not unnecessary fluff, but a lot of fluff. And I was like, okay, I think the pacing, I started to kind of be a little nitpicky about, let's just say that. It is really good writing. And trust me, that's why it's so popular to this day. It's just that after a while, I was like, okay, I don't want a show to feel like it's wasting my time. Because promise you, if we cut out maybe backstory and flashbacks and meanwhiles, then you're probably going to get something pretty concise. Your season would be shrunk dramatically. Girl, if you thought My Hero was slow, you haven't seen shonen anime. And that's the thing. It was extremely reminiscent. It was like, you know, you got your Goku, you got your head-to-head with Vegeta, and then you just hear their internal monologue, and they're just standing there, ready to go head-to-head. We have to fill the entire episode with the, this, my destiny, da-da-da. And then it's like, okay. So, I trust me, it's a trope for a reason. It's a tease for a reason, because I would say that anime in particular heavily relied on that. But, you know, think about the animation process, right? Maybe you don't want to animate a bunch of stuff, so you just have stills, moving stills of your characters while the voice actor is saying lines. It could easily be appreciated. But yeah, that was oh, wrong one. That was easily for me the part that was starting to wear me out for My Hero Academia after a while. Bear in mind, the reason they're probably slow was because it's TV. No one was binging at the time back in the day. That and animation is expensive and hard. Yeah. So basically, we're saying the same thing. There are a lot of reasonings behind some of the commonalities of anime. Girl, no squeaking. Play with a different toy. So for me, I think that was the part that was wearing me thin. That, and also, and I know that you're pretty far on it, so I'll try not to say anything that can be too implicated as a spoiler, but I miss a lot of the things that made those first few seasons of My Hero what they were, which involved the dynamic of the students. You know, you had your trio. You know, you had Midori, you had Uraraka, and then the train, steam freight guy. Remember when they were at school? It has taken, and listen, I'm not saying that this is a bad thing either. I just think that, I don't know, maybe there's something about My Hero that I kind of it just doesn't fit for me anymore. That doesn't mean it's a bad show. But I don't know, that dynamic, I feel like we don't have it anymore. And I get that his transition towards the character that he is now did mean that he had to kind of switch his allies. Because granted, that initial like shonen school era it needs a group of friends. It needs a friend group that are for more comedic value than action value. So once we get towards the current seasons of My Hero, we need, because we've introduced more serious plots, we need more serious action-packed characters to team up and be resourceful. Funny you mentioned that, because the arc immediately after Ari arc is a school arc and super duper good. You should continue watching then. I might. It's one of those, similar to what you said, it's one of those things that is a kind of a backgroundy thing, just because I know people who watch it too, so they'll be watching it and I'll kind of be observing as well. So if I see something in recent season that catches my eye, I might look more into it. As someone who has caught up, the show addresses everything you just said. Oh, well, you know what? That's good, because I can talk about and critique something all day and it never get changed because I'm not important. I mean, I'm not saying that to be self-deprecating. I'm just saying the reality is that the Japanese production company of an anime halfway across the world is not going to take feedback from me. So maybe by you saying that, maybe that validates that I wasn't the only person who thought those things. Let's see. I think interesting way to think about is that heroes could be having more interactions with each other at school. The villains are getting so much in the way of that UA literally has to put out a state of emergency just to get rid of them, even at the risk of the students' lives. It's fair. I mean, I remember that from, was it Hamster Wheel? Whatchamacallit, Hamster Wheel Principal? He was like, you guys, this is getting stressful. We can't, what's going on? Like, I remember some of his issues about the student safety. Hamster, dog, bear, ferret looking dude, yeah. What an interesting quirk. I guess that's the question. Is he an animal who has a quirk? Or is he a human whose quirk is looking like an animal? These are the questions. He's an animal first? So animals can have quirks. He has a deep-seated resentment towards humans that he pulls out whenever he uses his quirk because he was a product of human experiments. Why is he a principal of children? because he's really good at his job. He's like, listen, I don't care about none of y'all. I don't care about if y'all live or die. But what I do care about is kicking butt and justice. He's got a kind surface, but he gets into battle mode was when the devil appears. Wow. Well, that's surprises me. Bakugo was probably the most surprising character for me. Okay. I mean, he needed some character development. Anyway, trauma's written all over him. Look. Look. Stay in here. Sit. Sit. Started watching, thought he was a loud bully. The more I watch, the more I see he's actually really smart and competent. Only thing that holds him back is his personality and security, especially when it comes to Deku and coming to terms with it. Yeah, you pretty much nailed his description to a T. He's definitely like the antagonizing ally trope, which, you know, is prime for, and I'm not saying bromance in like a romantic sense, obviously, but like, you know, your character dynamic, you know, the loud brash and the kind one. Oh, excuse me. Bit under the weather. Which I think is what, and going back to my statement I made, that kind of is what appealed people to the show, right? I can fix it. Absolutely bromance material, potential husbando. I think when you have like a show that everybody likes, that pivotal first season is what people look back on. So I think that is like, everybody loves the, you know, school action anime vibes. So yeah, I think that's definitely, they made his character recognizable, and it really worked for the show. And you do expect, especially when a character like him isn't necessarily a villain, He's just antagonistic and does things, he's impulsive, does things because he thinks his way is the right way, etc. Characters like that have to grow. If you don't have a character that either grows through, their changes either growth, or if it's not growth, then they become a villain. Either way, he definitely was a fan favorite. Oh my gosh. So many girls. It's always girls cosplaying as Deku and Bakugo. That is like the ultimate cosplay pairing. Two tiny girls cosplaying as those two. That is like what you always see. Mineta, the stickball kid, was also surprisingly competent. And I like that they kind of did this redeeming arc where all of the goofball characters kind of made it more and more prominent that they're not just like C-rank heroes, which I thought was cool. I know when the show first came out, a lot of people were comparing it to like that movie Sky High, which I can see it for sure. I really enjoy Sky High. That's like a classic movie for me. I don't really know where I was going with that, but anyway. But you know what's so interesting? You haven't watched Sky High yet? Oda Girl Effect. Show meant for boys, but more popular with girls. Funny enough, though, I feel like a show that is current, that is kind of going through that same life cycle as My Hero, is Muscle. What is it called? Mash, Muscles and Magic? Hold on. Magic and Muscles. There. I feel like it's going through the same timeline that we got from OG My Hero. Cause we're watching MASH. Granted, it's really good. It's basically like a mixture of Mob and One Punch. If those two characters were put into one. And look at how many male fans Magical Girl shows have. Yeah, for sure. And so anyway, this show is school anime, action-packed. It's basically the anime world version of Harry Potter. So you've got that like Walmart brand, Wish.com brand of Harry Potter. And so with that in play, there are also those tropey characters, actiony. You have like the loud one who thinks he's the main character, who has bright red hair. It's just so interesting. So anyway, oh, and then of course only one girl. Because here's the thing about shonen. Okay, it's not a shonen if there's more than one female character. Or main female character. You can have female characters, but don't let them hang out. No, I'm kidding. My Hero does a good job of that. I think they do kind of corral the girls in a way that doesn't really let the girls shine as much. It's just like, we've got Deku, we've got Bakugo, yeah. And then the girls. Here are the girls. Naruto, yup. That is classic Naruto. And that's the thing. But see, it's not a shonen. You can't recognize the shonen from across the street unless there's one girl. And that's what Magic and Muscles does. You got one girl. And guess what? Here's even more Naruto for you. The one girl is in love with the main character. So, hey, it's textbook. I mean, not necessarily that it's the main character she's in love with. There's more than one. Okay, there's more than one girl in Naruto, yes. But see, think about screen time. That's what we really mean. So you've got the one girl who is placed in a priority. Yes, there are more girls, but you have one girl who gets the most limelight. Granted, I actually think, now that I think about it, in Mashal, there's only one there's only one main female character. Emphasis on the main. So there's only one female character who's like a part of the main character list, or side character list. And then if there's another main character, it's going to be on the villain side. Because at some point, you're going to have two teams going against each other, and the girls have to go against each other. It's obvious. In My Hero, all the girls get almost the same screen time. You know, because they're all part of the same class, which is considered the same team. I mean, that pretty much adds validity to it, because think about this, and this is gonna sound weird, and I'm throwing out generalizations, I know, but the boys make up one whole character priority. So Deku's 100%, Bakugo, all these people, they're 100% priority. And then the girls make up 25%. So that's why they get the same screen time, because when you add up all the girls who are only like a small fraction, you add up all the girls, and then that makes 100%. That's why they're on the screen at the same time. Yes, yeah, and I know, like, I'm not even making a big preposterous deal about it, but see, that's the thing. Shonen is for boys, and if you have a shonen anime for boys, you only need one girl, and she has to be cute, and she has to be bubbly, and she has to be, you know, the person who you look at, who's your first animated crush. That's just how it goes. That's the way the world works. But I think that for shows like My Hero, it definitely works in their favor. And obviously, it doesn't detract from a large portion of the fan base being females, like we mentioned earlier. But you can see it a mile away. And that's the fun part. But yeah, anyway, Magic and Muscles is really funny. And it's got a lot of elements of My Hero that I came to enjoy. It's true, it is true that usually when it comes to girls in shonen, there are usually pretty surface level writing and are either mother figure or love interests. There we go. That's basically what I was getting at. On the other hand, have you seen how they treat boys in shoujo? Now I'm gonna admit, I haven't watched enough shoujo growing up. I feel like I watch more now than I have in the past. I think that, and it's really not like, I didn't really know the subgroup aims. I just thought, hey, I like this show, I want to watch it. So my only, like, most recent idea of a shoujo has probably been Signs of Affection. And I don't see anything wrong with how those boys are treated. I'm along for the ride. Granted, I just started it, so I think we're like almost 5 episodes in. All I'm saying is that there's some freaky stuff in there. You know, they make things for people and they make things, it's not for everyone. Shoujo is not for everyone, but they know who they're making it for. They know who shoujo is for. And I don't see anything wrong with that. Yeah, like I said, there's not a lot of references, or there's not a lot of shoujo that I can reference immediately to be like, oh yeah, I'm like, I'm not complaining, we all eat good. Exactly. There's a little something for everybody. But regardless, it's all entertaining. I remember one of my very first manga was Fruits Basket. And I had no business reading that. I had no business reading that. I wasn't exposed to the world. Granted, I was in the 6th grade. Because the funny thing is, I don't think that my parents really knew. They saw cartoons. We watched that in elementary school. Yeah. We watched, like, my parents saw cartoons. They saw it, like, you know, characters. So I really don't think that there was, like, anything that immediately set a red flag off of what I was reading. But I will say, when I remember vividly one example. I was in the back seat, we were driving somewhere, and I was in the back seat, and I was reading, and I got to a page, and I, like, so pretend, like, the front seat is, like, right here. I was, like, reading, like, right up to it. I was trying to hide. Because I was like, oh. This one girl, I don't remember her name. I really don't have a reason to, but this one girl, she, oh no, Hineki. There were some awakenings happening for sure. Yeah, this one girl who I was in class with, she, I saw what she was reading. I saw her reading this, like, book with, like, beautiful art, and I've always had a liking to, like, manga, anime, even from an early age, you know, growing up watching, like, Dragon Ball or Sailor Moon and stuff, but, like, I had never read it before, and so she had, like, let me borrow each one, but I think they did, I don't know if the anime is revamped, or if they also revamped the manga. I would doubt that they did revamp the manga, but might be worth reading again. But yeah, that's probably my first shoujo introduction. Anime was revamped. Okay, that's what I thought. I remember that now. What you doing, girl? What you doing, girl? Here, you can sit behind me. Hi, it's a puppy. Alright, you don't have to be nosy. Careful. Oh, I don't know if you heard about this, Lark, but the developers who did Yuppie Psycho also have a newer game, either that they released or releasing. It looks pretty cool. A lot of the kind of like witchy, magic-y stuff, they kind of leaned more into that. But yeah, it looks interesting. Similar format too. Similar style. I say that I think because this music kind of reminded me of the game. Yes. They posted I think like a dev vlog, and it popped up on my YouTube. That's how I found out about it. So pretty cool. See, haven't seen anything about it. Must be still in the oven. I think so, because I think their dev vlogs are doing like update progress on how the game's coming along. But they did release like I think they released a trailer, like a preview concept trailer maybe. No. You know, there's just so many games. I got pretty far in the game though, and I did restart it on my Switch. But now I've gotten sucked back into playing Fallout 4, so it's gonna be a minute. Brian gets a glow up in the main game or in an update? Cause I've seen snippets of like what happens to him. Main game, yeah. I've seen snippets of like what happens to him. Nothing spoilery, but I think, you know, just if I, you know, use my brain, I can kind of guess maybe what ends up happening to him, but obviously I don't know anything for sure. That being said, it is on my gaming bucket list. But like I said, I've just gotten completely wrapped up into Fallout, which I'm probably gonna play Fallout after my stream is over. But that being said, it is a classic for sure. That honestly, it needs to be. I feel like that game is very underrated, but a lot of indie games are. Fallout 4. So I don't want to play Fallout. Well, hold on. So I still have my physical copies of New Vegas and Fallout 3. My Game of the Year PS3 discs. I have those. They're collector's items at this point because there's no way I would be able to replay those games on a console, especially the console it was made for. That would be an immediate crash. But I did have a PS3. That was my first PlayStation. And I begged for it from my parents. I asked because I wanted to play Call of Duty Black Ops. And I got the game for Christmas. But my mom, before Christmas happened, distinctly told me, I didn't want to get you this gift. I didn't want to... Because apparently when my parents went to Best Buy to find the game, they had, you know, in an electronics store, they always have TVs filled with content and footage. And one of the TVs was playing gameplay for Call of Duty Black Ops. And she was just like, it's so violent. But, listen, I'm surprised I still got it, though. So, moral of the story is I still got it. Because that was really the only thing I asked for Christmas. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, I have the PS3 versions. And that's really when I took gaming more seriously. Mom, there's more than one game. Right? It's like, if that's the case, you're gonna have to ban me from all the games, Mom. But, yeah, PS3 is when I got seriously into gaming. And I'm just gonna play some Katamari. Right. It's like, if you don't want me to play that game, there's plenty of other games you can get me. So Fallout 4, I'm playing on the PS4. That is my current, I guess, my current console. Most recent console other than my Switch. I don't want to play Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 3 until I get a Steam Deck. When that will be, I'm really hoping that one of these days. Apparently some refurbished ones got released, but well, yeah, Fallout, by the time I started playing Fallout, I don't know, my parents didn't care. I had my own money. I had a membership to GameStop. I was doing it myself. The Fallout franchise as a whole. Now, granted, my family, now that I have a brother, and they're far beyond their firstborn, this one, I think they're much more relaxed. My brother, he plays Fallout 4. So, but yeah, my family, or my parents, they actually watched the Fallout series. Once you have a yeah, I know. You think I don't know that, Lark? You think I don't realize what I must do? A Linux, but a laptop nonetheless. Yeah. Trust and believe, that is the goal. Because then, my connection, I could basically just stream from my Steam Deck. You know, I've got a goal in mind. That's the plan. What's your Linux experience? Well, but the UI is a Steam Deck. Why do I have to know about Linux if it's just a console? I mean, come on. Maybe not, I don't know. I realize I have a learning curve ahead, okay? Jeez. I use a PC for work, dang it. How are you gonna stream from a Steam Deck if you're just using the big picture mode? You know, these are the questions. And you know, you've given me food for thought. See, this is why you guys are here. You're here to inspire me. You're here to fuel the thinking process. honestly, I don't remember what game it was, but I did have, at one point when I was streaming games, essentially utilizing the game mode, big picture mode, which on computer, it's so weird. I didn't have the best experience when it came to capture cards in the Steam Deck. Yeah, there is going to have to be some research that goes into that ahead of time. Might be the one I have is just incompatible. I would also want to look into my capture card because I have not used that in a while. Probably needs updates. Probably needs some type of driver, things like that, so on and so forth. So, yeah, there's definitely some stuff, but you know what? I'm nothing if not persistent. I tried to capture Steam Deck to my old PC, and it does the HDCP thing. When I try to capture card into the deck, OBS freezes the system up. You know, you mentioned graphic card or capture card. Someone I spoke to also made mention of that. I don't remember exactly what they said though, but I definitely am going to have to get some in the field troubleshooting when it comes down to that. Let's see. You definitely can't be at max settings. It says, I can stream directly from the deck natively. It requires some fiddling. Can't stream at max settings. Some games are just not optimized for that. I tried to do that for Elden Ring and it crashed a few times on me doing that. No bueno. Alrighty. Alrighty. Yeah, I think that's YouTube videos have served me well in terms of connecting this whole thing. I'd be very interested to find out what needs to be done. I know for me, there's a variety of things, right? Steam Deck kind of does a dual purpose, but at the same time, so does a computer. Ironically enough, I wouldn't really want to use my Steam Deck portably, unless I just find it absolutely an excellent process. I mean, I think of, I could play Cyberpunk like while on a train. Not a bad idea, but at the same time, when I think of portable, I think of my Switch. Got nothing on the media share today, so you can breathe easy. You do. Remember how I mentioned the music peeps let me test out my new piano on the Steam Deck? Oh, but yeah, I think I got pizza that's got my name on it, so that's gonna be good. And then I'm probably going to just veg out, play some Fallout, and just have a good old Friday night. Oh yeah, but yes, it has been fun. I will be back next Friday to do some more streaming. This weekend I'm focusing on completing this mini episode, so something to supplement between episodes will be available. But other than that, I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you next time.